listening? Did the candidate spoke only when asked a question and gave a precise answer? Now that's the kind of candidate you want. If he spoke when asked a question but gave long-winded answers, that's 5 to 6. And if he spoke out of turn or spoke over you, there's some candidates like that, take over the whole interview. Can't get a word in. Let us know. All right, that takes care of it. Interviewers should arrive at the interview location at least 30 minutes prior. You know you got to go to the bathroom. You got to make tea or coffee. You got to make sure you have all your paperwork. You got to check your missed calls. You just got out of the tune. People trying to. You probably have difficulty finding the place. You know this. Half an hour early. You gotta get ready. You gotta have pens. You gotta talk to security and tell them, okay, I got 5 guys coming. These are the names. Send them up to me. You gotta scope the area. Look at the restrooms. Because people say, well, where's the restroom? Try over that. You need to know 30 minutes prior to bell time. Bell time in our business. We have our own little jargon, is the first time of your first interview. So if you start at 1, we'd like you there at 12:30. You're required to send a check-in text to RTC at the check-in 15 minutes before bell time. So 15 minutes before, you just check in and say, checking in. When you're done, you're required to send a text down as you're checking out by 6 o'clock, and so we know you're done for the day. Just text and go. No reply required. Okay? Now, we ask you to check in because we need to know you're there. Because in the email you're sending to confirm your mobile is in the email, but so is our landline. Therefore, if a candidate has any difficulty getting to the venue, he doesn't just go into infinity and think the thing is all unprofessional. It cannot work. This entire program cannot work if at any level the candidate believes it's not professional. Any level, and we're going to know that because when we do your interviews, your second interviews, people, if they have no confidence, they walk out, they ask a lot of questions. I could tell how you're doing by the second interview if you did the first one right. Okay? If candidates, I could tell the amount of resistance from the candidate, I could tell if you're doing it. It'll be out in your numbers. When we've taken the 56 you've given us, and we've looked at, we run the numbers, it's going to be a problem. Okay? So, we put our numbers in the email so we can get the call. So, if you've checked in with us, we can tell the candidate, oh, he's right there. Yeah, he's in. RTC must receive an email listing of all your candidates. Now, the slate comes to you now. We're not sending the CVs anymore to you. We're just going to give you the slate. Name, phone number. That's all. Make it easy for you. Those CVs, fill up your inbox. They're very difficult to deal with. So now you get an Excel file with 24 names, 24 phone numbers. You with me? All you do is fill in the blanks. So instead of us sending you 24 CVs, we'll just give you an Excel file. We'll just paste in the name and the number into the file, and you make all your calls from that. Remember, the candidate is going to be bringing the CV to you, so you don't need the CV. Are you with me? The CV is a waste.
Do you tell them that they have to bring the CV when they come?
Yeah, they must do that. If they've come without the CV, you send them to an internet cafe. But by the way, you're at Riga's offices, so you send them there to print it. They must print the CV. Well, that's really the only way we know that you've interviewed them, to a certain extent, but they must bring the CV. The reason being, some of the CVs online may be put there for quite some time. We need to know the candidate now tells us that's his most updated CV. You see? But the way it works on these job boards, in case you do not know, is a candidate puts a CV on there, and the job boards simply send him an email every year to ask whether he would like it kept there. In some cases, if they do not hear from him, it rolls over to the next year, and the next year. Therefore, the candidate does not really update his CV year after year, which is what he should be doing. He should be re-updating it. He doesn't do that. So when he comes to you with an updated version, he's now saying to you, that's my most updated version. Okay, so we give you so the slate comes to you with names and numbers. You then book your appointments, and you just go into the Excel file and you update booked, put the time, and just forward a copy back to us. Very simple, very clean. Now from that listing, we now can monitor what's going on in case candidates call us and everything like that. It's a permanent record, nice and organized. Every week you get another one. Okay? All interviews must be conducted with business attire. You're not allowed to interview in jeans. Your suit should be black or gray, no darker. The darker the better. Shirts should always be white. They're cheap and very good. They always look good, white shirts. And shoes should be black and polished. Okay? We need to maintain a certain standard during the interviews. Please make no written notes on the age cards indicating your opinion. We prefer not to have any subjective opinions or marks from you about the candidate. It's not really your decision to make any, it's not really your responsibility to make a decision. These things are subpoenable, okay? The government can subpoena these documents at some point. We hate to have one subpoena saying, you know, I felt this way about her, I thought she was like that, or he was like that. You know, we don't want to do that. Okay? The only questions that should be asked are the ones on the age cards. Candidates should not be told of your recommendations on their suitability or probability of getting the jobs. Do not tell a candidate, I think you'll be all right. That's not for you to do for us, please. Just tell the candidate, he'll go through a selection process and we'll pick the best candidates of the bunch. Very simple, okay? All right.